Welcome back to Metal Gear Rising, the only game to juxtapose extracting child organs to sell on the black market and taking a dump. Let's go take that dump. And yes, Raiden has a USB-C female input in his neck for some reason. Fortunate, because that means we can commandeer this little tripod here. This is the most similar thing this game has to controlling the Mark II. It's hilarious. We can run around. We can sort of ninja run. We can hide and curl up into a ball and roll around like Sonic Del Hedgehog. We got a little slap.
Latching onto cyborgs' heads from behind. Then an electric shock should knock them unconscious.
And we can do this. Now, hopefully no one saw us do that. But if anyone gets a little suspicious, well, we can just go over here and be like, hey, buddy. I believe you get a trophy or achievement for partying it up with all the little dwarf gecko. There's also a little hidden item in here. This is a fun sequence. They only have this once in the game. Which is good because I feel like a lot of games would have oh no, a gameplay scenario like this and absolutely overuse it. But we only have to do this once. There are a couple VR missions where you get to control the dwarf gecko, and as you can see, this is a true stealth sequence. Truly, we are back to Metal Gear, because I can just hide in this little duct until the coast is clear. If you want to get an S rank on this sequence, it's very easy. You just have to get to the goal within 30 seconds. Hey, is this dangerous? No, their hearing is just about as good as the Genome Soldiers. That's nice. 4 days remaining until more sweaty anime girls. Hell yes, brother. I am psyched for that. Another little buddy over here. We're gonna party it up. It's just cute. I said before that MGS4 introduces a lot of things that I think, you know, MGS4 walked so Metal Gear Rising could ninja run. The gecko are like that. The little dwarf gecko here are also like that. They had high-pitched alert noises in MGS4, but they didn't have these adorable little voice clips where they say hi and, like, arimasu and such. They're also very nimble. We can get on a lot of these little catwalks and such. The platforming's pretty fun, too. Like, legitimately, I like moving around as these little guys. I'm still very thankful that, you know, you only have to do it once. A lot of games will do something cute like this and overuse it. I think I mentioned before, this is my problem with a lot of indie games. We'll have, like, an interesting system, but then just use it too many times just due to, like, just lack of developer experience. I feel like, again, it's better a game be too short and leave you wanting more than a game be too long and make you go, oh god, I hate this, I hate when they make me do this. But yeah, only this one sequence, and there's a permanent upgrade box here, which means we'll have to come through this area as Raiden. But if you want to get the S rank, just head in here within, like, I think it's 30 seconds. C rank because of my time. Get ready for the most relatable cutscene in the whole game. Every time this happens to me, I think of this. No, flip it over. There you go. Oh, I love it.
Raiden, I found something. In one of the Sentry Cyborg's visual...
We used a second Dwarf Gecko sequence because the area is so basic. I wouldn't have minded a second, but I feel like a lot of games would basically... You know, I mean, look back to MGS4, right? All of those scripted shooter sequences. Anyway, look at this. We got some data from a cyborg who desperately needs a firmware upgrade because, man, this video compression is terrible. The Sears program. Georgie boy in Liberia.
Of course, it's right straight to the brain now. Feels as real as anything else. Your work is astonishing.
They're virtually feeding the child brains gunpowder and making them watch Rambo.
Cover is blown. We've got some assholes snooping around.
As usual?
We just do not have the food quantity yet. Each brain
Look at this guy's hand acting. I love it.
requirements. It's not like we can just pop them out with an ice cream scoop.
And look, then he caresses it. Why? Who are you doing that for, you freak?
Make your point. Oh, thank you for understanding.
Say what you have now, or destroy any unharvested inventory.
Okay? But have you any idea what they cost?
Last I checked, children weren't exactly rare in this part of the world.
This guy sucks.
Of them, in fact. You can get more once we set up a new lab. They lead lives of hunger and pain. We're performing a service here for them and the cities they burn.
What an asshole.
But just gathering the donors required a significant investment.
Yes, you'll get the money. Accounting will be in touch.
Gracias. I assure you we will dispose of our inventory the instant we can confirm payment.
Are we done here? I've got a full slate today.
Look at that hairline.
Tecumseh is a demanding mistress, and America has suffered.
Oh, he's making historical references. I think that might be the bad guy. I think that might be the main bad guy. I think we gotta kill him.
You see that, Kev? Inmani's killer.
Desperado's chief of operations goes by Sundowner, the Californian wildfire.
Sounds like the name of an alcoholic beverage.
Think we're too late?
Only one way to find out. George was still alive. Maybe the payment hasn't come through yet.
Maybe. But you heard what he said. They've already started some brains on VR training.
There must be more than just what I found here. What about the VIP in the suit?
I'll find out. Definitely seemed familiar.
Right. I'm going after the kids.
Alright, time to save the kids in North America, but first we gotta deal with these little fellows. We were just having so much fun with you, and now you just gotta perish. Check out those low ceiling air combos, gotta love it. So, all of these guys we knocked out remain knocked out. And that's pretty good because you can see that dude up there's got a special arm. So we can just simply, No, come on, Raiden. There we go. Extract these dudes' fluids and make sure to get that arm. Nice and easy peasy chicken dinner. Good old Sundowner making sure their corporate logo's in clear view during their dubious, unscrupulous deeds. Yeah. Listen, it's all about the brand recognition, okay? Say what you will about his war crimes, but he knows how to promote the brand. And now a word from our sponsor, NordVPN. When I need to Google the good old days after 9/11, I don't want to make the algorithm get upset with me. That's why I use NordVPN. Use code Californian Wildfire for 20% off your annual fee. Oh man. Oh boy, this is like the Liquid podcast bit all over again. And this guy's got an arm. I mean, he's got two arms, but he's got an arm we're interested in. There we go. And don't forget the permanent upgrade up here. I think it's more health. Yep, more health. Now we're at 130%. You might have guessed it, but we get a maximum of 200%. Why does Sundowner suddenly have a New Jersey accent? I told you! I went to high school with people who sounded like that, man. I went to high school with someone who kind of looked like Sundowner. When he was like 15, he kind of looked like Sundowner. Bald and like the wrinkles, like the crow's feet near his eyes.
What?
Maybe the coordinates you sent us were off?
No way.
Oh no.
I merged the GPS.
We can't find George.
With all my movement data from that point on.
This is bad.
You think they got to him first?
I don't know. I'll have our guys sweep the area.
Thanks. I better keep moving.
So we're in this little zone that I kind of like because it reminds me of all the provisions storehouses in particularly MGS2 and Twin Snakes. I wouldn't be surprised if these were lifted from those games. Also, another mechanic that barely comes up is this. Just like MGS2 and Twin Snakes, fire extinguishers actually create a smoke grenade effect. They introduced that to you here, but you don't really get to use it anywhere. This is a nice big area. More sacks of the flour. Unfortunately, it's not the flour. This is not of good quality Fane flour. But this is a new enemy. This is the Grodd, another concept from Metal Gear Solid Rising. In this game, they're a UG, an unmanned gear. Originally, they were meant to be piloted, and I think supposed to be a precursor to Gecko. You can hear Rules of Nature is playing. Also, another one of these boxes here. But in Metal Gear Solid Rising, Boris was actually supposed to come to our rescue piloting one of these. That's not going to happen in this game.
The bastard is blocking the way. Push that thing back.
This might be another enemy where, if I get a moment here, might want to use the polearm. Also, yeah, of course it can do a little headbutt with its grill there. Why not? Push it back enough, and of course it transforms. It's like a little baby Rex. Again, kind of an in-between of like a Rex and a Gecko. I dig it. I think it's a really cool design. I pointed out there was a concept in MGS4's art book where Raiden keeps getting shot horribly. There was a Metal Gear with little rolling balls. Oh dear. For its feet. This dude, he's got Heelys. He's also really coming after us. You know, it might be a better idea. I can't remember which weapon works best against these dudes. I know this guy's a particularly tough customer. As just slow motion pipes explode all around us. Oh yeah, look at that frame rate just disappear. That's how you know the fight's going good. So I don't really remember a strategy for this particular guy. I just remember parry it and try not to get hit. Some of that's not going as well as it could. We can cut off these things. There's some lore about these in the Codex. I won't be worrying too much about getting that. Basically, they're of Ukrainian origin, and they headbutt and slap with their side armor because their AI just kind of figured out it could do that one day. That large compartment on the top is where the pilot seat would have been, but again, these are all unmanned. Also, yeah, Rules of Nature's playing. Theme of Metal Gear boss fight. Does this crazy Atano Circus move. I'm gonna try to not die. But he did a lot of damage to us early on. We'll see this enemy again, but they function a little differently, so this one always kind of trips me up. Oh, he's clipping through the wall, don't worry about that. I'm just Grodd, it's over. I almost died, that's not funny.
Right.
I'd seen that guy before. Stephen Armstrong. As in Colorado Senator Stephen Armstrong. They're already talking about him as a shoo-in for the nomination in 2020.
Oh my goodness.
And get this. 2 years ago, a federal grand jury investigated his ties to a certain private...
World Marshal. One of the biggest PMCs out there. I remember.
The biggest, ever since the Big Five split up. Not to mention the single largest investor in military cyborg R&D in the world. Guess that answers the question of who's backing Desperado.
Marshall and Desperado in bed together. Should make for some fun headlines.
Headlines? This is World Marshal and a U.S. Senator we're talking about.
That's
There
big
won't be
news.
any headlines. Even without the Patriot
No, I
filter,
think
no major media outlet will investigate allegations like these.
I think someone
It'll be
would want to,
financial and
Kevin.
political
Although I do
suicide.
like that drop of
So we
the
just
Patriots. They don't
Sit back
filter
while
and
they
censor
keep carving
things
up
anymore.
kids,
Just in
stand
case you
aside while they build an
forgot
army
what
of
point in the
cyborgs.
timeline we're in.
You heard them. We shut down one lab, they build another. They're planning something big, Kev. We can't just wait for it to happen. We need to hit them first and hit them hard where it counts.
Right in the
No,
PP.
Raiden, no. I know what you're thinking, and just no.
I'm gonna Zandatsu their PP, Kevin. You cannot
And
stop me.
America has
Metaphorically
these things
and
called
maybe
laws.
literally. Well, Mexico has laws
And
too,
law
Kevin.
enforcement in Denver was
And they're
perfect.
breaking them.
And farmed out,
I'm
too.
pretty sure.
Marshall, yes, so what? There are still laws, and it's their headquarters for Christ's sakes. You'd be heading right into the heart of a raging shitstorm.
Well, I am the
I
shitstorm
didn't
that is
say it would be
approaching.
easy. We'll figure it out once the kids are safe.
Jesus Christ. Kevin out.
Kevin, come on. You gotta know how things go with Raiden. We're a little low on health. So here I can demonstrate. See that little plus, that little health icon and a 5? If I press down on the D-pad. I'll use my healing item. That would have been used automatically, much like rations in prior games, just through having it equipped here. We can also use square on this menu to use them, but yeah, just a nice little tip. Oh, a smoke grenade and a special boy. It's almost like they're telling me to do something here. Now, whether or not I'll be able to, that's another question. Let's try and... God... Mulligan. Mulligan, I get one. Okay. See, here's the problem, right? They set this up, they give you the weapon, and they set it up so you can toss it, right? In this little sneaky scenario. But Raiden, he's a little southpaw here. He only throws with his left arm. And it would be a lot better if I could switch arms like MGS4, but instead I kind of have to... There we go. Let me just get you. And I want your arm, most of all. Whoops. That's fine. Well, did that mostly good. Didn't quite stealth it, but it's okay. EM grenade. It's basically a stun grenade. I may have mentioned that. We'll use those against future foes. A game where you could use a kunai against a fire extinguisher would be fun. Yeah, I'm surprised. Like, again, all of the parts were there, but again, that's another reason why I know it's been 13 years, but they really should do a sequel to this game.
What do you mean?
That device is filled with synthetic blood plasma.
Looks like the thing Vegeta healed in back in Dragon Ball Z on planet Namek. Vegeta went in one of those, right? Yeah. Goku and Vegeta both used one.
Arm, brain, any body part for several hours.
So what are they freezing, and why?
I could not say. Perhaps they plan to sell off the organs of the children they were told to dispose of.
Unbelievable.
Hey, gotta turn a profit somehow.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, these things are weird. They're big tubes. They're big space tubes. I mean, I guess it makes sense that such a thing would exist. Also, VR mission here. I mean, they preserved Big Boss's body for like a decade and a half. Ooh. And whisked away into a cutscene.
Shit.
That is a weird alarm sound.
Hey, stop right there.
Oh no, it's this jackass. Hey, remember those little targets we cut in the tutorial and the
George.
Zone of the Enders demo? This is set up suspiciously like those.
I'm pouring anesthetic in smaller doses.
So it really seems like,
Breathe too much of it?
you know, that could have been a gameplay thing, but it's not gonna be.
Break that glass, and I'll blow his brains out. Surrender. Or decide. The needs of the many, or the needs of the few.
Right in. Don't worry about me.
This is true of all anesthetics. That's correct. Also, chloroform not real, but it was used in MGS3, so I guess it's, you know, respecting the continuity. Man, even he's got a shit-eating grin.
George. Are you sure? I'm ready. Me life now so precious. Ting. What if we can take this skunt to hell with me?
Cállate.
That's all I needed to hear.
Oh.
Stop it! Now! I'll kill him, I swear!
So in case it wasn't clear, yeah, we also cut George in half there. Whoops! Should have aimed your blade mode a little better there, Raiden. Well, we did it once again. Mission failed successfully. And we get the mariachi uniform. Of course we do.